Please edit that out.
No, it will not be. This shit will not see the light of day, sir. ain't nobody going out like that, man. But listen, I want to start on some different energy. Let's just chop it up for a minute, man. How was your holiday, Kendall? What'd you do for Christmas, bro?
Man, I flew back home. I saw moms. Kicked it with the family. Had a great time. Boo-Thang was with me. It was an eventful. And I saw some friends too. You know what I'm saying? Saw a couple homies, and it was a great time.
That's what's up, man.
Went back home the 28th to have New Year's.
That's what I was about to say. What'd you do on New Year's?
I gotta get my makeup done.
I went to like it was like a house party. It was like I don't know if I want to say it's a mansion, but it was a real big ass house. It was very nice. But it was like a Kobe theme. It was a Mamba Mentality 24 theme.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's lit.
So when I walked to the back, like they had, it was out, well, wasn't outside, but they had like a big ass TV. Like, I don't know how big that damn screen was, but it was enormous. And they were showing like, they had the game on, but then when I went in the house, they had another TV and it was showing old Kobe games. So that was slick. And then when I went back outside, they put the old Kobe games on that TV too. So that was pretty cool. It was like, I was like, oh, that's pretty slick. So, good drinks and all that. But it was a slick little theme they had. Because I was wondering why a dude came in with a Kobe jersey. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's a Mamba Mentality.
Because this is 24. Yeah, that's slick. That's a slick little thing. I ain't never really threw parties or been good at like doing themes like that. But that's fire. Like now that's one party I'd be like, hey man, why you ain't invite me that? Right. Because normally I'm like, man, whatever. I ain't fuck with that.
Yeah, I got invited to it, and I went to that. I went to a pregame session first to like one of my homeboys. He had some stuff at his house, and then I went to that party. But I got home pretty early. I got home under 2.
Oh, that ain't bad at all.
I didn't really even stay out like that. But
yeah, last time I went partying for New Year's, I was out 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, how did I get to where I'm at? Like,
Kendall just triggered me, dog.
What was that?
You were driving so fast when I was in
when we was in Atlanta. I mean, when you came to visit.
We was in some neighborhood. I promise you, I thought we was in Forza, dog. Like, that's
because it's those roads, bro. Driver. It's those roads, though. They look like race car tracks.
Hey, I'm pretty sure he don't have a stick shift, but he was driving it like a stick.
Yeah, it's absolutely not automatic. It's absolutely automatic.
Driving. Hey, bro, we was doing 100.
And it was like a recall on a part in my engine, and I actually had some rattling going on in my engine, and so like the tech, she got it approved for me, and they like gave me a new engine and like put that shit in for free. I was like, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Otherwise, that'd have been $12,000. And I wasn't trying to do it.
12 racks.
New car it is, then.
New car it is.
100%. Yeah.
But now I basically got a new car. So
right.
I ain't gonna need a car for at least 10 more years. Maybe the transmission might have to replace that. But
yeah. Right.
Oh, yes, that's good looking though. Like I said,
man, she plugged. I'm like, hey man. Because she was talking about trying to get into cybersecurity. I'm like, man, hey, I'll help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to know about certifications and stuff. So I was like, whatever information you need, I got you. Because you plugged me in the best way, straight up and down.
Right. Favor for a favor. Trey, what you doing? How was your holidays, man? What you doing on Christmas and New Year's?
Man, relax, bro. It was good though, man. But just relax, man. Ate good. I ain't do too much of nothing though, man. Just in the house, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't
enjoying family time.
Yeah, I ain't do much either, man. My kids had a wonderful Christmas. That's always the highlight for me is watching the kids open their gifts. I'm in that mode right now. So right. They had a phenomenal Christmas. New Year's was laid back for me. I just cooked and was I asleep? No, I dozed off. I was watching the Chappelle special. I dozed off on it. And then I ended up finishing it actually New Year's Day, but it was kind of a slow one for me. I just chilled. But
I feel you. I absolutely.
Yeah, man. Sometimes that's that dad life, bro. You got to relax, man. That's dad life right there. But anyway, so listeners, we bake with another episode of Unlabeled the podcast. I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. Happy New Year's. It's year 24. Like Kendall said, hinted at Mamba mentality. Let me play a round of applause for that right quick. Like, you know what I'm saying, Mamba mentality for year 2020. Why is this ain't so loud? This thing is oh, here they go. I was turning up the wrong one. Look, I'm out of practice again, dog. Every time I can't take a day off.
No days off.
Yeah, but 2024, man, my mentality, we back. We're gonna try to do something a little bit different this year, man. We're gonna actually try to be consistent. Because we have been lackadaisical in the last few years, but I'm ready to like really get turn up on the production side, y'all. So y'all gonna have to bear with us, but we're gonna try to keep it consistent. I've already had to talk with my crew, but what else are y'all looking forward to 24? Did I even introduce y'all? Look, out of practice again. Kendall, I got my good brother Kendall Watson in the building. I got my good brother.
We good. We talked about our Christmas.
They know. Y'all know who.
They know who in here.
Yeah, Blaze and Leslie aren't with us today, but they might be joining later. But as of right now, like I was saying, what are y'all looking forward to for 2024, man? What are a few things y'all looking forward to?
For me, man, just success, man, business success, growth. That's really what I'm looking forward to, man. I really think it's gonna be a real good year financially, and I really think for everyone, our entire inner circle, I think it's gonna be a real good financial year.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Hey, thank you for putting those well wishes on me.
Absolutely,
Kendall, what you looking forward to 2024, man?
I'm looking forward to this bonus.
yeah.
But no, like I guess definitely a year for me to like I don't want to, but really like skill up in cybersecurity more. I have a couple more things that I want to do, like as far as getting certifications. So I really got to stay on that. And then really what I'm looking forward to is my health too, like back working out pretty much consistently. So I'm looking forward to that, and just kind of what was to come for my 40s. I'm looking forward to jumping into that.
Oh shit, that's right. You'll be 40 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey, you still got another year to go, don't you, Trey?
Oh, another year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My birthday was Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday coming up.
Yeah, I'll be 41 this year. Oof. But yeah, man.
I'm taking cash out requests, Venmo.
Yeah, I might do the tramp shit too.
I'm out here. Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, whatever. I'm beggars can't be choosy, so
I might fuck around and post my cash app this year too.
I'm posting it all.
But Kendall, what you looking for? You say you're looking forward to your health. What are some things you looking to change for this year for the better? You know what I mean? Like
just like just my health in general, like making sure health from like physique to like gut health, like some of the stuff that I eat, things like that. Just kind of being more mindful of it. Nothing like in particular came out or nothing like that. I mean, I've always had like up and down like cholesterol, but nothing like I don't got like any real issues. But going forward, I just kind of want to be conscious of like what I'm doing with that. And like I said, just going to my 40s like healthy instead of like, barely being able to walk and all that other shit or fucking grunting every time I sit down. I just don't want to like.
Well, you ain't got no kids, so you ain't got to worry about that. We call them dad noises.
That's true.
I can't get up with going.
Nah, but I'm just saying being conscious of it. Like, when it's time to grunt for real, then yeah. When I'm real old and like it do hurt to sit my ass down, then yes. But I'm a be grunt free until then.
That's what's up. Hey, and Leslie, you just joined us. We talking about Mamba year 24. What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to in year 24?
I am looking forward to stepping up my pimping. I've come to the conclusion that having one man is just not going to work for me. So I'm just going to date everyone and just step my pimping game up. And of course, continue to be an amazing mother to my children. Continue to advance in my career, of course. And just remain positive. But I'm definitely back to pimping because the one-man show doesn't work for me. So, guys, I love hey, y'all. If you're single, hey, how you doing?
I love the honesty.
I love the honesty,
listen,
too.
Yeah, listen, I tried to be a good woman. These niggas don't appreciate that shit. They like hoes.
In the words of Jonathan Major, you tried to get your Michelle Obama.
Now I'm about to be, I don't know, call me, which one of them damn hoes can't keep
Oh, shit.
Call me J-Lo.
Don't post the shit on the screen, dog. Send it to the group chat. It pops up on the screen. Oh, God. We don't got the thing to cover it up no more. Stop doing that shit, dog.
That's okay. They're a part of it.
They're a part of it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. That's what's up, man. That sound like some fantastic goals to me. Montre said that he feel like it's gonna be a big year for all of us. So he was asking for that portion, financially and just spiritual growth and everything. So shout out to Trey for putting that out in the.
I started the year debt free, so I paid off every bill that I could, so that when January 1st came, I didn't owe anybody a bitch ass thing. Okay,
a bitch ass
so
thing
I'm in
is
a
hilarious.
Really good space right now. So yeah.
Yeah,
good for you, man.
Man, straight up, man. But
thank you.
Speaking of pimping, did y'all watch the Katt Williams interview?
Yeah,
I didn't finish.
I didn't even need to watch the interview. So many damn clips. I saw the important stuff.
No, you ain't. Well, it depends on what you deem. It depends on what you deem important. But yeah, it was a lot of. I think this year is gonna be full of truth. We ended this year. We ended.
Tired.
Yeah, we ended 2023 with Joe Budden did a fantastic interview with Dr. Umar, which Kendall calls him like the Black Alex Jones. So it was a lot of salaciousness in there, but I feel like he was on point with a lot of stuff that he was saying. Then we start off the year January 2nd with a fantastic interview from Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe. I don't think that interview could have been conducted anywhere else. Man, hold on, let me play a round of applause for Black media too, right quick. Hold on a second. I'm gonna play that round of applause for some gunshots too. You know what I'm saying? Like for Black media, because like I said, it's been the end of 2023 to now, man. I feel like it's been a super fantastic run. I don't think Katt Williams could have did that interview anywhere else outside of Shannon Sharpe, because the lead up to that, he interviewed Steve Harvey, he interviewed Earthquake, he interviewed Cedric the Entertainer, he interviewed Tommy Davidson. It was a lot of interviews done that led up to Katt Williams being able to come on there and being explosive as he could. Sound like I'm underwater. I sound crazy.
I don't feel like he lied. Not one person has said like this man is lying. Nobody like has really, I feel like, contested anything. Like, okay, Ricky Smiley, you crying? Go to hell.
Yeah.
Katt Williams, you and your friends ribbing him.
Oh yeah, I would. Oh yeah, we know the 3,000. We know it was some cap on that.
I'm talking about the industry exposure. I don't give a damn about his personal life. I'm talking about that exposure of that damn industry. Nobody said that man was lying.
Yeah, not a single person could really refute what he said. And we know, like, let's just start from there. But Trey text me about the audio. Trey, I think that's on your end, because I think Kendall and Leslie, y'all hear me good, right?
No, you did. It was like a little time period where it was like a little garbled or gargled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was when you did the applause, and it happened before when you did the applause too.
Oh, okay. So yeah. As long as we good now. But anyway, I'm just double checking on everything on the production side. We're gonna edit that little part out because we was rolling. But anyway, like I said, the his personal life shit, that the 3,000 books. But then again, I sat down and I thought about it. From 8 to 12. The reading level that you're gonna be at from 8 to 12. If this nigga's reading like Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss books, he could have very well accomplished those 3,000 books. I think a lot of people thinking like long form books and whatnot.
Right, but he was saying like 3-4 years old.
Yeah, he said from 8 to 12, age 8 to 12. He read.
But some people can't read and they are advanced. Like he could be
3-4 years old. Stop.
Cap on that.
Don't be mad because you could read till you was 7.
I was actually very great at reading, but the point is, just relax. You can say you were very well read, but 3,000 books, my nigga. That's just like when Herschel Walker was talking about he was doing 1,000 push or 100. What was it, like 1,000 push-ups a day or something? He was doing and it was clearly capped. Like, come on, bro. Like, just Just tone
Well,
it.
I wasn't there, so I'm not going to deny a black man saying that he was reading.
It's not that deep about being a black man or a white man. 3,000 books is crazy.
Yeah, you know, man. I said it's funny as hell because I watched this morning. Like I'm pretty sure by now all of y'all seen the clips. Like they've been exposing Cedric the Entertainer stealing jokes. They exposed Steve Harvey stealing jokes. They even exposed Bernie Mac stealing the joke.
And Katt Williams.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of that floating around. So I feel like it was a lot of truth told in there, but like regardless of the stealing the jokes and the salationists and all that type of stuff, the drama. One thing that I picked up on is that people were saying, "Oh, black people love drama. Black people love drama," and I don't think that's what this was. Is that what y'all felt like? This was just drama, just like somebody just throwing people under the bus. Is that what y'all felt like?
I don't. I feel like he just needed to say what he wanted to say. Like, for a while, they had this man painted a picture like he's just crazy, he's insane, he's on drugs, he's this, he's that. So he needed to speak his truth. And he spoke his truth. And again, nobody can deny his truth. Ice Cube did that 37-minute ass video talking about a bunch of nothing to end up basically saying that he really wasn't lying. As far as what he had to say in regards to, like next Friday and Ricky Smiley thinking that he could that he was gonna be Money Mike and all of that stuff, and how he wrote his part and he exaggerated his part, and they gave him more time because the stuff that he was doing was so good. So he really was not lying. I just feel like he just needed to speak his truth. He was finally given that platform, and he said what he said, and he's standing on business.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree because a lot of most of what I didn't finish it, but everything he was touching on was past interviews of people talking about him.
Yeah.
So I felt like he really just got on there to set the record straight and just let y'all know what's really going on. So, like this stuff he said though, I didn't know. Like he said, Cedric the Entertainer don't write. I was like, wow, because I always thought he was a dope comedian. You know what I mean? So I don't know how true that is. I don't know where the evidence is on that, but.
All you gotta do is look at his past specials and see who helped him write jokes. They have the writers on there. But like I said, go ahead, Kendall.
No, you were just saying they have the writers on there. Yeah, they were talking about that just on different internet threads and things of that nature. And they was also showing one of Katt's stand-ups where he had writers and just basically saying they all have writers and all that other kind of stuff. So they were just going, people going back and forth. You know how that stuff go, internet banner.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, he felt what he was doing, what he was setting the record straight. You know what I'm saying? So he was entitled to his opinion. Shannon let him speak what he wanted to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't stop him. That he was making jokes like, yeah, I probably ain't gonna have no more comedians on this show no more after this one. He was like, but what he spoke about. I mean, you could tell he was to a point a little, bitter, you know what I'm saying? Or a little like, I won't say bitter, but maybe hurt in a way, you know what I'm saying? Just how he felt about like his contemporaries or whatever. Because there were times where like Shannon was trying to like go into other subjects and Katt would dial right back. Like something will remind him in that conversation. He'll go right back to the comedian situation and bring up some shit about Cedric the Entertainer or whoever. So you could tell, like, I guess, amongst his contemporaries or his, the people that he felt he would work with, like, damn, like, y'all still making noise about me or talking shit. So it kind of felt like he was hurting away with that. But for the most part, he spoke about other topics too. You know what I'm saying? He talked about, I think Shannon tried to ask him some shit about Kanye. He talked about that. With the whole Kim Kardashian
I
shit
thought that
situation.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I thought that was a brilliant point he made about Kanye. I don't think anybody had that take on him. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, he spoke about different things. So,
what did he say?
What he said about Kanye West was that he said I think we live in a sick world when people say that somebody have a mental illness and you still judge him like he's operating with a sound mind. I thought that was real poignant. I never heard nobody with that take of Kanye West. Like he was like, so I don't.
It's like you have a mental illness when you upset somebody or you piss off the wrong person. Now it's a mental illness.
Well, no,
he was not a mental illness.
Well, no, he was actually saying he really had one, but he was also saying a lot of stuff like I don't really agree with what he be saying because he was like I don't understand a lot of that stuff and I don't agree with it. He was like He's like, he dated a whore for God's sakes, like, you know, that type of shit. And then Shannon's like tried to stop him from talking, but he was basically saying, I'm not talking about her. He was just like, I'm talking about the decisions that he's making. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I didn't put that much emphasis, basically saying, I'm not looking at him as a god, or you niggas is calling him Jesus and all this other shit. Y'all propping him up to this level and calling him a genius and all. I mean, not saying that those things are wrong, but it's your worship and your level of what you're doing towards him, and that he feels like he's bigger than what the real issue is. So that's kind of, I like that he had both of those dichotomies to what Rome was talking about with the whole mental issue and also the celebrity worship of America.
Yeah,
and so I appreciated that shit.
Yeah, and one thing I like about it, he said he willingly married a hoe. He said he rapped about this, and that's what I've been trying to tell people for years. This man has his life. He's been saying he love hoes. He said it when you seen him as when he first came in the game on Genius. If y'all ever watched that on Genius, when he first came in the game, he said, I have an addiction. It was Hennessy and porno. And that was the thing that he spoke to. If you go listen to Hell of a Life on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, he said, one day I'm gonna marry a porn star. Like, you know what I mean? Like none of this stuff is outside of what Kanye West has been putting out in his music specifically. So all the shit that people are shocked and like appalled by, I'm like, y'all haven't paid attention to what he's been rapping about for years? Even losing this Adidas deal. If you go listen to Power, that kind of outlines what he's going through right now. Like, you know what I mean? So I thought it was just poignant that Katt brought that up. But I'm gonna let you continue because you was getting to a point, Kendall.
Oh no, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.
Hoes.
Yeah, no.
A lot of niggas love hoes.
But I just
that's
basically
a fact.
what I was just trying to point out is just the fact that the conversation was very diverse. It wasn't just strictly about the comedians. It was just times where he would go back and bring that stuff up while Shannon was trying to talk about something different. So that's what I was saying. You can kind of tell in a way he felt a way a little bit about that. Like, I think it was also, like I said, not bitter, but maybe like just hurt, kind of like, damn, nigga, like I'm funny as, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm one of these little regulars. Like, I'm really here being successful in my approach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, y'all said he won an Emmy from
Atlanta.
Playing a role in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So, he's good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? So, he just wants his respect. So I can see why, he will feel the way that he felt.
Yeah. And
have y'all ever seen him live?
I'm going to see him.
Not live. No, not in person. No.
I'm going to see him this Thursday. He will be here in Cedar Park, so I will be there Thursday at 8:00.
Was Pimp Chronicles? I believe after he came out with a special Pimp Chronicles, that's when Dave Chappelle was on his sabbatical for a while, and they had deemed him funniest man in America or something like that. You know what I mean? So like, Katt is a very accomplished comedian, and I get it though. Like, I really get it, because like they do kind of blackball him and they shit on him a lot. You know what I mean? So I mean, hey, he get his shit off
because he won't wear that dress.
But I ain't gonna hold you. One of the, because Kendall talked about him being bitter towards his contemporaries and everything like that. That's one thing that I really liked about this interview. I thought the truth was told, because these are the go along to get along gang. These are the good old boy clubs. Like, they've gotten in these positions because like we all read or of Spook That Sat by the Door. Trick Baby and all that type of stuff. Like, these are the ones that they have gotten chosen. They saying, well, y'all have done the things that I refuse to do to get on. I'm not sacrificing my integrity to get on. So I think that's why what he's exposing is the fact that these good old boy system. That's why he attacked Steve Harvey, said the quote unquote kings of comedy, and anybody that's in that group. Ricky Smiley, he's been a part of that group. You know what I mean? Everybody that's on the outside, the Mark Currys, the Bernie Macs, the Dave Chappelles, them is his guys, and even the young and up and coming comedians. You know what I mean? Like, because it's dark matter to it.
But a lot of them wore them. Outside of Bernie, I mean, shit, Katt, the rest of them pretty much wore them damn dresses.
No, well, it was not Eddie Griffin, not Chappelle,
okay,
not Bernie.
Eddie Griffin maybe
yeah,
not,
Eddie Griffin.
Chappelle has.
Chappelle
he did that shit in Men in Tights, and he did that shit. I can't remember the
other.
I
don't remember Men in Tights. Okay.
Yeah, he was wearing that. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not knocking what you're saying. I'm sure going forward, Chappelle was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. The whole Oprah interview and all that. Like, there's a dress here. I'm not wearing that. Like, and I'm not doing that role. So I think going forward, he was on that, but you know, like
let me ask you a question because I never seen Robin Hood Men in Tights. Did he have a dress on in that?
Yeah,
show?
he was wearing like a dress. They was pretending to be women or disguising themselves as women. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember it verbatim, but yeah, he had the lipstick on and shit. You know, like I'm just saying, like in that time, that's how that comedy was. A lot of that comedy is they always getting in them damn dresses. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I'm just talking about white comedy, all that. That's how I don't think it's funny. I've never got it. I've never understood the point, but I mean, that was the time period. I mean, now people are more like coming out like, nah, I ain't doing that. But I mean, like you said, Katt to me and Bernie and then Eddie Griffin, I don't recall him ever.
Yeah, go watch it.
Outside of that, like you said, I don't.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin got a movie where he directs that, where he talks about that directly. It's called Foolish,
right?
Yeah, Foolish. Yeah, so y'all go check that out.
I haven't seen Foolish in a while, so I just don't remember like that. But yeah.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question then, since we here, do you have an issue with the dress? Do you agree with what he was saying?
I mean, me personally, I don't see the comedy in it, me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never really laughed at it. The only time I've ever thought it was funny was when Martin was Shanae. Like I've never really watched other, you know, I've never seen a Madea show or a movie, so I can't comment on that. And I'm just saying I've never seen it. But like Mrs. Doubtfire, like I've seen it, but I don't know if I was like, ha ha ha, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let me tell you something. Miss Doubtfire is a great movie. Okay,
I thought that shit was
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm talking about. I'm just saying when he was,
you know what,
dressed up as.
Sorry, I'm just trying to cut you off. I just think that in the beginning, I'm so sorry. I think it probably was like funny and actually innocent back in the day, like with the dresses and shit like that, like you said with Martin, or even like when Jamie Foxx was playing like Wanda and stuff like that. Like I really think that it was probably funny, but then with this industry and how they like to sexualize everything and shit just got weird, I think, down the line. But
I think it was worse back then.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I just feel like my man can't wear a dress, okay? I don't care what nobody else man do. Mine can't wear a dress. And
which one of your men?
To a certain extent.
Which one of your men pimping?
Depending on the movie, I think it's ridiculous. But I'm sorry, some movies, that shit is hilarious. Like Norbit, for instance. Sorry,
Leslie dying over there. She'll be all right.
I'm like literally dying. Like Norbit, that shit is funny to me. I'm sorry, it's ignorant, but that shit is hilarious. Big Mama's House, like I can do without. Some of that stuff is not funny. Like Kevin Hart, not funny to me in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I just think with some people they just overdo it. But yeah, I think in the beginning it was innocent, and then now it just got real bad.
And I want to hear your take on the Kendall when you said back in the beginning. You said you thought it was
I mean, just because there was no control, there was no parameters with that shit. I mean, stuff has changed just because of the Me Too movement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you had the childhood actors and the artists and all that pedophilia and stuff that was going on with those kids. And I mean, I think it was no holds barred then. I mean, dressing up in they was dressing kids up as girls. You know what I'm saying? We got to sneak as girls and to sneak in and listen to that. Like, come on, man. Like this stuff, you don't need to do this for kids. Like, I just think it was way worse. Like personally, because I don't think there was any types of checks and balances going on at that time period.
I can see the comedic value in it, so to speak. But this is why knowing yourself and self-awareness, whether it's from blackness and just knowing what lines you're willing to cross for your mental well-being and things like that. That's why I think knowing yourself and these kind of conversations are very important, because I'm with you. I can see the comedic value in it, but I'm never doing no bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I don't want to get it misconstrued. I'm not necessarily saying I see comedic value in it. I don't think it's funny. Like I said.
Yeah, you just don't think it's funny. Yeah.
I don't think it's funny at all. I'm just saying that's how they were doing. I mean, just way back in the day, comedy started with, I mean, I'm not trying to, start anything, but it started with white people. It's just, the stand up, the whole thing started white. So that whole dressing up like women and all of that started from then. So that was carried on up until here. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't care who they was putting in the dress. Now I do believe that the whole emasculating black men and things of that nature in that context is real. I'm not saying that that's not a real thing, but what I'm saying is like that whole. I mean, there were people coming up with videos of actors that have white men have dressed up as women. You know what I'm saying? And done like that's just a part of their comedy routine. I don't think it's funny, but I'm just saying all of that stuff is accepted. Like that's how they roll. They think that shit is funny. I like I said, I just don't like outside of Shanae. I don't think I've ever laughed hard at any situation where a dude was dressed up as a woman, and I thought that was funny. Like when I watch Shanae, I really feel like it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's immersed in that part, but he's not doing anything where I'm like, yeah, he seems.
And that's what I was gonna bring up, Kendall. It's
I don't think
like that's one of the very few shows, if only, where it was the range of Martin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was playing every character, just like
every character. Yeah.
Like when Nutty Professor came out, I didn't get like he was trying to play a woman. Like, nah, his range crazy because he been doing this since Coming to America and things like that.
Right.
And also, I ain't got to pay all these actors in my movie. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just, but you know when you know what they trying to do, and those are three movies actually where it's just a little different as far as them dressing as women. Because like you said, Shanae, that's just hilarious. You really thought who he was predicting her playing her to be, that's who you thought she was. Absolutely.
I think it came a little. I think if I'm not mistaken, was the Kid and Play episode? But that was later, right? Was that later in the seasons, or was that a little bit in the beginning?
That
was later, right?
Later, I think. Later.
So I think that was when they probably tried to have a conversation like, why don't we do an episode where you know what I'm saying? You know, right. I believe those things happen. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, but the whole dress up as a woman and make it funny and all that, that's just a part of that. Like I said, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny. But that has been that's like a staple for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, and what I was getting at earlier too was when like I said, I can see the comedic value in it, but I also understand as a black man in America, like how they try to emasculate us. And once you become aware of that, it's like, I ain't signing up for this bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to go, like, even the Chappelle point. Like we all know that Chappelle is well read and he's continued to educate himself and stuff, except for on the trans issue, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. But like we know that he continued to educate himself and stuff. So like once he started to feel more positive about his identity, even on the Chappelle show, season 3, he was like, I ain't signing up for this Pixie shit. That Pixie skit was a skit that made him quit the Chappelle show. You know what I mean? And y'all can go back and research that. It's a skit where he was in blackface and he was basically playing like a Step and Fetch It type character. But whatever, y'all can go check that out. But like I said, once you become more aware of that, you like, I ain't signing up for this bullshit. So that's when you be like, I'm drawing the line here. I'm not doing this shit no more. But outside of all the drama and the comedians that he would address and everything like that, I thought it was some very poignant points in the Katt Williams interview. I love the way he talked about the reason he adopted 7 kids. What were some of y'all takeaways outside of the drama and the mess? Because I know, Leslie, you ain't seen it. Trey, you ain't finished it yet because that was like in the last hour. So I guess I'm more so talking to Kendall. What were some of your other takeaways like towards the end that you thought was like poignant?
I mean, they talked about a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to think of like off top. I wasn't necessarily looking for just like specific points, but I did like how they talked about his upbringing. I didn't know he had that type of tumultuous relationship with his parents, and just to see him overcome and like him moving out the crib early, you know, as a youngin' and moving into different states and trying to get his comedy off the ground, like. You know, to me, those are the things that I really resonated with the most, or just like remember the most about the interview. Because, like I said, it was a very good interview. The stuff that's gonna hit the net is gonna be the controversy, obviously. But I mean, because that's just what sells, and that's just what's gonna bring some clicks. But I was happy to see that his interview or the full interview has gotten a lot of views since then. So hopefully, people are watching it. Yeah. I don't know if they're watching like a full 3 hours of it, but. Because that's how long it was, right? Or like
it's 3 hours.
under
So
3?
so on the podcast side, it was the first part was an hour and a half, and the second part was so about 3 hours. Yeah,
Whatever the YouTube shit was, I think
that shit was 2 hours and 50 minutes. That
2
shit
hours
was
and
long
40 or
as
something like
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
So that like you know what I'm saying? Like I've like I said, there's a lot of views. Hopefully, people are watching it for the most part all the way through because I think it was a very good interview. You know what I'm saying? Because Shannon generally like kind of takes over, but in this, like he really let Katt do his thing, like, and then let him get off his square. So that was funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of let him control the situation in a way, but he would, you know, he'll go to the next subject if he needed to. But I did like how the interview was held.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because I had a point that I really want to bring up in the interview, but like I said, my major thing was him addressing the good old boy systems because we see it in every facet of life, from high school to college with the sororities and the fraternities, all the way up until your workplace when people click up in your workplace. And we all know what happens with that is like people become gatekeepers and they kind of shun the people who ain't going along to get along out the way. You know what I mean? And I've never subscribed to that. I've always been an outsider. I was in the military. I got asked to, join the fraternity when I was in the military. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm straight. Because people saw how I conducted myself and carried myself and the things that I cared about. And I just like, nah, I'm straight. I'd rather figure out something on my own. Like I can't be a part of what y'all are part of. Especially the weird rituals and traditions I saw y'all doing. And just so I can speak on it a little bit, and this is just in the military. I saw another man put a Skittle in his mouth out of a shot glass and passed it to another man out of his mouth to his mouth, like would pass the Skittle from his mouth to the other man's mouth with their mouth, if I'm making sense to y'all. Like I was totally disgusted, and I was like, yeah, I can never be a part of no shit like that. And I had somebody.
This is the brotherhood,
right? And I had somebody.
I'll just say that's light work. That's somebody that went to a HBCU, and seeing how they operate, that's light work.
And now check this out.
Some of them will probably have loved to pass the Skittle.
Now check this out. Hollywood is even more of a secret society and an elitist group. So can imagine some of the shit that they do. So if I was appalled by that shit, and I'm like, no, I can never subscribe to no shit like that. And the way somebody explained it to me was like, how did Jesus betray Judas with a kiss? And I'm just like, fam, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You not like all that symbolic ass bullshit don't mean nothing to me. I'm not sacrificing my integrity and shit that I believe in for that bullshit. Like, just so I can have a nigga that I shake hands with, and then when I go to another city, I got somebody to look out for me. Fuck all that bullshit. But anyway, that's just some shit I seen even just in the military. So I know these elitists got some more weird shit going on that's symbolic to some other bullshit, and I don't subscribe to that shit at all, and I never will. So I appreciate Katt for exposing that shit because that's what that's what he was getting at. Like these group of people over here, we've seen it with Monique. We've seen it with Dame Dash. Everybody who's an outlier and like, you know what, I've been on the inside and I've seen how y'all operate. They get completely shunned and pushed to the side. Even Chappelle to a certain extent. You know what I mean? They get completely shunned and pushed aside. And then like when they stand on their truth and stand on their integrity, then it's like, oh, these we want to now in the recent years we want to herald them as a hero. You know what I mean? So I appreciate Katt for that. I appreciate the whole interview for that shit. That's what I was really trying to see. But the Chappelle show. Did y'all see the Chappelle stand up?
Chappelle show.
Chappelle show. The Chappelle stand up. It's a show. So did y'all see it? What did y'all think? Did y'all think it was funny? Did y'all laugh? Did y'all enjoy the content?
You got another one?
Yeah, he just dropped one on New Year's.
Oh no, I didn't watch that yet.
Yeah, Trey, you seen it?
No, I watched it. Yeah, I thought it was funny. It was funny, but it's a lot of the same. You know what I mean? Like he talking about the same thing. Like, and at this point, it's kind of like, man, just give me some new material.
Yeah,
but it still was funny. You know, it still was funny. But just if you go back from his last like 2 stand-up specials, it's like he won't get off the transgender thing. You know what I mean? Like he refuses to get off of. But I still thought it was. You know, I thought the special as a whole, I still laughed. Like it was funny to me. But.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you on that point. Before I give my take on it, Kendall, what'd you think? Because you hit the group chat immediately. Hey, did y'all watch this? Did y'all see?
Oh yeah, that me personally, I thought it was great. What I really liked about it was him tying 24 years later, Killing Him Softly from what he did in 2000, like his HBO special, his first one. So like talking about how he had to like just give people out on the street tickets just to come in there and just watch his show. And I think that shit was probably one of the greatest stand-ups, period. You know what I'm saying?
Kill
So
'Em
for
Softly
me,
was crazy.
like I've been really following Dave Chappelle for a very long time. So like I just appreciate the fact that he knows how to like really tie in his work. You know what I'm saying? Like he paints like pictures like how artists do do stuff. Like I really appreciate it also how he the ending credits like the whole bit he did on Lil Nas X. To the average person, they're gonna think, oh, he hates gay people, this and this and that. But if you look at these ending credits, you see that he sat with this man and had conversation with him. They sitting there chilling and smiling and talking. Like he's not, he's never been that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Even throughout his whole career with Chappelle's show, from on down the line, he's worked with countless white people and all that other kind. Like I just like the fact that the whole trans situation was about white men taking over uh, another facet of somebody else trying to represent something. You know what I'm saying? Basically, them taking over that movement
but
instead of
co-opting is what you're speaking to.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like. I just and like he was always consistent with that. So like, and then him just making the little jabs about I'm gonna say something about y'all about 3 or 4 more times, but I'm off that shit. And just how he perfectly did it 3 or 4 more times throughout the entire thing was just genius to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really love the stand up. I ain't gonna even jack, and I appreciated the fact that, like I said, he tied it into what he did from the beginning and what he has been doing since the start of it. And he's really the only comedian that can freely say what the hell he want, and it doesn't even matter about getting canceled or any of that. I mean, I don't advocate, you out here doing something crazy, raping or, doing some crazy shit. But as far as your word or whatever you're saying, as far as a comedian, to me, I think it's pretty much valid, and it always has been, as long as you keep it in parameters of where it needs to go. But he the freest man to speak whatever he want to say, and it's not going to change anything. And I think he at that point in his career, and I'm glad that he's doing it.
Do you think it's in speaking of free? Do you think it's any consequence that he's closely tied to Joe Rogan and Kanye West as well?
I think it's no. I don't think again because I don't think I don't think anyone ties him to Joe Rogan for real, or Kanye West, because Dave Chappelle is his own entity. Like he doesn't need to stand on anybody. Like none of them. I mean, nothing against Kanye or Joe Rogan, but in terms of what they do, you know what I'm saying, in their careers, like it's not even close. Like Joe Rogan isn't even like a real funny comedian, like for real. Like he's just very good at being a host, and he's great at that, from Fear Factor on down the line. You know what I'm saying? But what the shit that Dave Chappelle's been doing since he came on the scene is just since Who is Sucking Whose Titties Over Here to now, stop.
Yeah.
He's a master comedian.
Presidents can't say what he can say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many. Like people wish they could say what, and that's what comedians want. At the end of the day, like they want to be able to say what they want to make people laugh, and that's what he like the part. And I'll let you go after this. The part where he talks about his wife about after the dude that tried to come on stage and attack him, and he was basically talking to his wife about, hey, if this type of stuff happens, you know what I'm saying, I want you to know you're straight. We got this over here. And for her to, he said she sat there and realized that what they was really talking about, like basically he could die over some BS, you know what I'm saying, over just some jokes, you know what I'm saying? And how he made it so emotional at that point, and then he immediately turned it around and was like, and we hugged each other so tight. And he did that little smile, and everybody just started laughing. Like you could tell it was like a pin drop, like 3 seconds before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they was really wrapped in what he was talking about. And then he just as soon as he did this, everybody just started bust out laughing. To be able to have that type of control, fam, in a crowd, like you can't, like, it's not many people that can do shit like that. So I just commend dude for being able to perfect what he always wanted to do. And the name of the show is called The Dreamer. So I just think that it's the perfect name, you know what I'm saying, for what he was trying to do this whole time. So I just salute that. I think it's a great art of work. And then, like I said, just the fact that he tied it in from what he did in the beginning. So
yeah, I'm glad you said what you said about him pointing out the fact that white men like to co-opt certain movements, and they've been co-opting the trans movement. Trey, I'm gonna let you go. and then I will chime in because I want to expound a little bit, but I feel like you was going somewhere, Trey, with what you were thinking while Kendall was talking.
No, I was agreeing with Kendall. He's just a master comedian, and I think that the reason because I still feel like, all right, the transgender, I done heard this the last three, you know what I
Three
mean?
specials,
So
yeah.
that's just the last three specials, and that's just my selfishness. Like, Dave, hit me with something new, something different. I'd rather say that.
Yeah,
but,
he too smart for that.
Yeah, he too smart for that. That's how I feel. But as far as I watch a lot of comedy specials and seeing how he sets them up, he is a master comedian. No one can do it like him. And he'll set you up the first 2 minutes and he'll come back to it 45 minutes. You absolutely forgot he was talking about that. Like he's a master. And to watch him is just like special every time he has a stand up. You know what I mean? So that's all I was gonna say, bro.
Oh, you good, bro? But yeah, I'm glad you chimed in with that. But I definitely thought first, like I said, first with me watching this, I was like, damn, this thing on that transgender shit again. I didn't laugh for the first 40 minutes. I just sat there like, where is he taking this? Where is he taking it? I didn't think none of it was funny. Like, and I feel like he was just being offensive for the sake of being offensive, even when he made fun of the handicapped people. It wasn't until he got off that where I saw his brilliance. And I was like, oh, okay, we back to the Chappelle that I know and that I fuck with. You know what I mean? So I will say that I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of his weaker specials because, like I said, the transgender stuff being so heavily front loaded. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you done did this for 3 specials now. I'm kind of off that, but also I didn't wrap it like to Kendall's point. I didn't wrap it around like, oh, he's trying to expose the co-opting of this because we see it all the time, and like we don't have no issue with a transgender community, and I'm talking, when I say we, I'm talking as from the Black community standpoint, like from even if I can't speak for the whole Black community, just from my standpoint and from my friend's standpoint, like we've never had an issue that we never looked at somebody that was gay or transgender or any part of the LGBTQ community and be like, fuck them. We ain't never felt like that, but we do understand that these movements, just like the civil rights movement and things that support Black people, have been co-opted. We watch Black Lives Matter get co-opted. We watch the Black Panthers get co-opted. We watch Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all this shit get co-opted. And we see it, and when we speak to it, it sounds like you bashing that community. And Dave Chappelle has been speaking about it so long that it seems like he's bashing that community when really it's the co-oping that he's bashing.
You know what I mean? White man.
Say that again, Kendall.
He's talking about white men.
Yeah. So like, yeah,
and that's why I love it every time it's said.
Yeah. So that is something that you have to be aware of, and this is something it requires a little bit of critical thinking, because when you sitting up there and you watching it for face value, because even me, I got irritated because I have trans friends. So when I saw it, I got a little irritated. Like, man, here this nigga go again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so but I'm glad, Kendall, that you brought it back to that, because we know in this country that, okay, there is a overarching point when it comes to race 90% of the fucking time. You know what I mean? So I'm glad, Kendall. Thank you for pointing that out.
Because these studios don't really care what he's saying, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Because he does what? He makes them money. That's what I'm saying. Like, Netflix don't give a damn. If they care, they know some trans people working in Netflix studios.
Mm-hmm.
He keeping on the lights in that.
They don't care. Like, they. How much?
Keeping the lights on.
How many shows? Okay. So I just think I like that he exposes all of that on top of it all. Like, I like the fact that he just throw it in their face. Like, you're gonna pay me anyway. It don't matter what I say.
Can I ask y'all how did you feel when he did bring up like handicapped people with disability?
I laughed at it. I thought it was genius again because now I'm redirecting it on handicapped people laughing at the gay jokes and I'm spitting. Because he was basically saying the handicapped dude was pissed because we ain't in here making the gay jokes. So I thought I like the way he's not so much talking about handicapped people. He's talking about the hypocrisy of what we deem important as far as the topic of discussion. Because we used to talk about the quote unquote mentally challenged or the retarded people. I'm just putting quotes around it because this is how we were talking about it back when we were coming up. Right.
Yeah.
So again, that's what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. So to me, again, I think on surface level, it sounds like he's talking about the handicap, but he's basically, I mean, then this part, of course, he was embellishing on that part when he threw the hand up. But it's more so about which topic is worse than the other now. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all picking. Now I can't, because I used to be able to say whatever the hell I wanted to say to an extent, and now y'all telling me what's funny and what's not. So, and I'm the comedian. I'm the one that knows how to make people laugh at the drop of the hat. So I think that's kind of what he's portraying, because he talked about being on stage and getting attacked. He talked about how Jamie Foxx was involved, how P. Diddy caught the nigga at the door and all that, like, because they all saw me and them, because we could at any time could deal with this type of BS, because people don't like what we saying or what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Come up on stage and attack us. So I don't think he was really doing no victimhood, but just basically saying it's a real life thing that could happen, and that's exactly what took place with his ass. So I thought it
made me kind of cringe. I ain't gonna lie. Like when he brought it up, and I think it's only because I work with handicapped disabled people every day, like on a daily basis, and you meet people where some of them, they're only handicapped because like of abuse from father to mother, you know what I mean, and that caused them to have it. So like that's one of them things that it's hard for me to kind of laugh at it, because I deal with it on such a deeper level, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it kind of made me cringe, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, because I know some stories that'll make you cry. Like you really just like have tears, you know what I mean? Because this person like that, and they'll never get better because of what happened in their past, you know what I mean? So it made me cringe. I ain't gonna lie, they did.
Yeah.
But what you were saying,
I don't feel like the handicap joke was probably like, I get what you're saying, but like a dagger at them really being handicapped.
No,
it would just be some funny shit that handicapped people like do. Like I have a cousin that's in a wheelchair, and we be on her ass, and she be laughing because she be on bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she is like some shit like, I'll to the kids if they doing something. Like, you better sit down somewhere if I come in there and whoop your ass.
All right.
I'd like to see you do it. You know what I'm saying? So like little stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we laugh at stuff like that. Or like another quick example, at my granny's funeral, it was an emotional moment within family, and she's like super, super emotional. So I had to remove her from the service part to put her in the lobby, because we were trying to, calm the situation. So I wheel her out, put her right there, and I'm like, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, okay? And then we just both just like immediately bust out laughing because
we follow it.
Where am I going? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when I think of handicap jokes, like I think about little funny stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like, but I don't think that, I would hope that the comedian isn't being that low to like laugh that they're like actually handicapped. But handicapped people be doing some funny shit. And a lot of them that have accepted that clearly they're handicapped, like they be with the shits and they think that shit funny too. Maybe it's absolutely just a black thing, but we cut up over here.
And what Kendall was saying too, though, it was way deeper than that,
Right.
But a lot of people only gonna see that surface level of what he what he's saying, but it was deeper. All his jokes are never really about what he's talking about. You get what I'm saying? That like when he brings up the transgender, like you said, it's more of the co-op. So his jokes are always deeper, but we live in that society where they just gonna go crazy as soon as they hear.
They're gonna take it for face value. Facts.
Yeah, and like to Leslie's point, I work with every day, and when I have people I have guys that come up to me like, man, what y'all laughing about? You know what I mean? Like I want to laugh too. We might be making fun of each other, you know what I mean? Me and my friend or something like that, and man, can I get in on this? You know what I mean? Because I want to feel how you feel. Don't treat me differently just because I got this disability or something like that. So I feel you, Leslie. Absolutely.
Yeah. And y'all just reminded me with this conversation of what I was going to bring up that was so poignant about the Katt Williams interview. One of the things that I love that he said in the interview was that the reason people don't have empathy or sympathy for people is because they aren't well traveled. He said once you start traveling the world, and once you start experiencing different cultures and everything like that, you start to develop empathy and sympathy for these people because you realize that we're all alike. You know what I mean? It just like every other culture, some fucked up people in this culture, some fucked up people in this culture. But at the end of the day, it's more good people than it is fucked up people. And I think that transcends gender, handicap, sexuality, all that shit. Like the majority of people are good people. You know what I mean? And as long as we start experiencing people and get outside of our communities, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. In the black community, we know we self-segregate a lot, like almost to the point that we just say, "Oh, you know, well, this culture does that." You don't have no fucking idea because you're not friends with them. You know what I mean? Like I've had the experience where I've had Laotian friends, I've had Korean friends, I've had handicapped friends, I've had white friends, Hispanic, all that shit. So I'm well versed in this, so I can understand what Katt Williams was saying, where he's like, you have to get around people to develop empathy and sympathy for them, and that speaks to Trey right now. Like I said, Trey said he felt like he got uncomfortable about it, but Leslie said, I got this experience in my family. I got a handicapped person in my family. We make fun of shit and we can laugh. And that's been a big coping mechanism in the black community is laughter, joking, finding comedy in our experience. Like shit, nigga, if I can't laugh at myself, who can I laugh at? Because this shit that I'm dealing with is heavy, and if I think about it all the time, it's gonna drag me the fuck down. Kendall even said on this podcast before, nigga, we black, we can't afford to be depressed. You know what I mean? Because
seriously, because once you start with being black and not even just your own business, but as a black person, period, and what everybody else is going through, once you will just drown in that depression. Forget that shit.
You're right.
I'll be sad for a minute, let me cry, let me get high, and then now I'm about to talk my shit. Like fuck it, I'm a real myself.
Right.
I have no problem taking accountability and going in on myself.
Right. And I think that's why black people make some of the best comedians. Like we ain't sitting up here talking about motherfucking Dan Aykroyd and Robin Williams as being the greatest. We talking about Chappelle, Katt Williams, Bernie Mac. We are talking about black comedians because we've dealt with so much bullshit and trauma, and it runs so deep. Like that if you, unless you in this black skin, in this black body, you can't even imagine how deep this shit runs. But we find humor in every fucking thing.
Literally.
So literally. So and like when we sit up here and we see that other fucking groups and coaches and shit try to co-opt the bullshit, we be like, man, fuck all that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm glad Kendall brought that up because I didn't even think about that in reference to Chappelle's last special.
And to your whole point, and I'll stop after this, but like what you're talking, but no, I'm just saying in terms of like the whole what black people deal with. Think about the comedians that you're talking about. Bernie Mac is not here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? What's the brother? Mr. Harris off of Bebe's Kids.
Robin Harris.
He was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like these comedians, fam, these comedians don't even survive long. So these Eddie Murphys, these Dave Chappelles, like these people that are still here, like that's a rough career, you know. So and that's my whole point of like Dave Chappelle. Like there's comedians that say he's the GOAT. Kevin Hart thinks he's the GOAT. Katt Williams thinks he's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not naming all these other people because I don't know who all does. But the people that I've heard said, you know, like them, they believe that. You know, I think Ari Spears or somebody was saying he's the only comedian that can really make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, a lot of comedians,
please don't bring up Ari Spears
these guys because they've heard all the jokes, they've heard it before, or they're funny themselves, so it's hard to make them laugh. But like, if you hearing things like that, like, you know, so the fact that because their careers are so rough and so many of them pass at early ages, the fact that he's still here and on top is just, to me, it just speaks to like this dude's career as a whole. And he's at the point again where whatever he pretty much says, it's not going to stop his career. And like I said, what I would assume most comedians to some extent, that's pretty much what they want at the end of the day, to be able to say what they want so that they can get their routines however they want to perfect them. And he's really the only, I'm not going to say the only, but on that level, you know what I'm saying, where he won't get any real backlash from it.
Yeah, that's a fact. And like I said, I totally agree with you, and I think that's why so many people ride with him, because they can be kind of objective and be like, well, does he really mean this or does he really mean that? Because like oppressed communities are super extremely sensitive. Like the black community, we sensitive as fuck. The Jewish community, they got organizations like where it's like, hey, you say one thing about us, we ain't fucking with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so oppressed communities are extremely sensitive. So like when it comes to comedy and making fun of these and making a lot of these situations, it's hard, because it's like I might not find it funny because I'm like, this is opening a dark door. You know what I mean? Like, so like it is a slippery slope, but I still can appreciate what Chappelle brings to the game. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Chappelle.
And I think it's just I just like how he makes it. This is how I've been doing it though since the beginning. Cause go watch Killing Them Softly again, that's on HBO.
One of my favorites.
Just watch it from front to back, and you'll be like, this shit sounds just like how he is now. That's to me, that's what I love about it the most. He really ain't changed. I mean, of course he's more, he's gonna go, he's diving a little bit different now. But I'm just saying, it's just funny how he ain't switched up.
That's a fact. But yeah, it's been a hell of a year so far. Goddamn, we ain't 6 days into 2024. I feel like we've been in this bitch for a month. But I appreciate what the game is. Like I said, one more time, shout out to Black Media. We did just pass January 6th. It is the 7th now at the date of us recording this podcast. And somebody told me, or I heard or read a tweet somewhere that said January 6th is White Juneteenth, and I had a heart attack. I thought that shit was the funniest shit I have ever read in my life. If y'all not familiar, because listen, man, literally when I posted it on Facebook. I said somebody said that January 6th with that today was White Juneteenth, and people were lost. They was like, huh? Confused. Fam, we talking about the attack on the Capitol from 2 years ago. I understand that people
they're trying to act like they forget.
Yeah, I understand. And it was a lot of black people, bro, that got mad at me for posting that. And I understand, listen, fam, y'all have to understand one thing. I'm a fervent believer in this quote. If you don't remember your history, you're bound to repeat it. And now I'm paraphrasing, but that is the quote. We have to educate ourselves. The reason shit is put in books and you go to college and you study these thoughts of other great people is because these things, if you don't understand the ramifications of them, you're going to repeat these same mistakes and continue to make these same mistakes, even if you're trying to push forward for some change and become, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. It's important to remember January 6th, what these people did, this small group of people did, right? And it's a lot of people that agree with them. It's a lot of people that didn't show up but still agree with these people. We see it. Didn't somebody just try to launch a celebration for January 6th, Kendall?
Marjorie Green, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, if we don't remember the fact that this shit happened on January 6th and somebody's out here in the country celebrating, we hold the fuck up. Because I think, didn't they put a stop to that shit? Who put a stop to Marjorie Green trying to celebrate January 6th?
I think it was the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. So, if we're not aware of what the fuck is going on and paying attention, I know a lot of y'all like to just read headlines. A lot of y'all like just turn a blind eye to shit that's going on. We're going to repeat these same cycles, and the same shit is going to happen over and over again. And this is one of those instances that we need to remember. January 6th, what the fuck happened? Who lost their lives? What cops was fighting for this? Which black cops lost their eyesight? It's people that literally lives are changed because of January 6th. You know what I mean? So we definitely need to remember that shit. So stop being so goddamn sensitive, and acting like reality is the
about
thing.
The wrong shit, boy.
Sensitive, way about the wrong shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just that. It was actually just the venue that they were trying. She was trying to hold the event at. They canceled it.
All right. So okay, and
then also there was another name, Clanuary 6.
Yeah, Clanuary 6 was fucking hilarious.
I like Clanuary.
I like Clanuary. Yeah. So yeah,
January is now White History Month.
All right.
Far Right History Month.
Far Right History.
Or Far White. Far White.
But yeah, that's hysterical. But man, listen.
Far White is hilarious. I love Far White. Yeah. I gotta use that.
Yeah, we definitely gotta check ourselves about being so sensitive about certain shit. Because like I said, I saw some earlier. I might play. I'm gonna play it. Fuck it, because this shit was brilliant. It was a Samoan dude talking about the difference between race and ethnicity, and a lot of us like to think about. A lot of us don't think about the difference between race and ethnicity. I've been guilty of it in the past before. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna end this podcast. So, do y'all have anything else to add before we move forward?
I just want to ask y'all real quick. Did y'all see that clip that's going around with Oprah talking about children being or in sexual assault and all of that stuff?
No,
Wait, what?
ma'am.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. What you? I was
Oprah, there are some snippets of an interview or something with Oprah where she's giving her view on like and sexual assault, and when it's like it was just completely it was sick as hell. And I definitely look at her in a completely different light because this lady had the audacity to say that although a person is being raped or whatever or being touched against their will, she even had the nerve to say even a 7-year-old boy, that the act that the person is doing still feels good to them. So, like, why is it considered type shit if it feels good to them? Like,
I'm gonna have to fact check this last. This sounds ridiculous, but
yeah, it was Oprah. I'll try to find it because I saw a snippet on Facebook, but I like turned it off when I heard her say like if it still feels good, and I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, somebody is doing something to me against my will. How dare you try to tell me that it feels good? That does not feel good. Like, how does that feel good? Like, how can you even say something like that? And then as a
one thing you got to remember too is that and I'm gonna tread lightly because we are taking this to YouTube, that Oprah is a victim of that. So you know what I mean, like her that was the whole reason why she moved down south, was to escape the abuse of her uncle. So maybe she's speaking from experience or something, but I gotta double check it. I gotta fact check this because this shit sounds completely nuts. So
you gotta remember too. Some of them motherfuckers say Oprah too, so that shit might be some digitally altered.
Right.
You might want to fact check that video. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it ain't possible. Just saying. Yeah, they be a little extreme with that Oprah. Mm-hmm. They think Oprah. They think Oprah led Pizzagate.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it this morning.
Okay, all right, Pizzagate. I'm done. Let me play this damn clip so y'all can understand it, because I thought this was very educational. Since we talk heavily about race on this podcast, I'm gonna let this man get his shit off. Shut up, Kendall and Trey. I hate both of y'all.
I got
Pizzagate. Here we go.
And the question was asked, are Samoans black? Before they get in the comments, I'll just say, my dad's of African descent. My mom is from Samoa. Somebody asked me if I'm black. I'm black. Somebody asked me if I'm Samoan. I'm Samoan. I claim 100% of all of me. But if you go to Samoa, you ask somebody who's from Samoa, who lives in Samoa, raised in Samoa, and if they're black, they're going to say, no, I'm a Samoan. Because believe it or not, there's places on earth that only think in terms of ethnicity. They don't think in terms of race. I'm Samoan. He's Fijian. She's Hawaiian. He's Palauan, whatever. But then you have people that only know how to make sense of the world by race. Black, white, Asian, everybody else is some kind of Hispanic. And I've had this conversation several times in life. People are like, oh, you're part Asian, right? No, Samoan. Same thing. The Mexican dude, right? No, he's Puerto Rican. Same thing. All this right here, that's erasure. But yeah, if you go way back, several different kind of people migrated to Samoa. So that's where the diversity in the looks come from. And some of it looks black, as the creator said. But when you focus just on that, you get into these kind of hotep conversations where you ignore thousands of years of culture, history, and ethnicity. And this is why people that think in terms of ethnicity don't like getting into these kind of discussions with people that think in terms of race, because they're quick to do that and make them be what they understand. Everything don't fit in them race boxes, particularly the history and the people of Samoa. So are Samoans black? It depends on who you ask and the context of the conversation. I got tagged a whole bunch of...
Yep. And that was it. That's where I wanted to end that. And he was doing this because he was saying that people like, you Samoan? No, you black. And he was doing that, saying that that's erasure. That is what you being dismissive of the ethnicity and not the actual race, which I thought was very poignant. And I think we need to start thinking more on that aspect instead of just race. Unless it's come to some bullshit in America, because that's all we deal with in America is race. So I just want to throw that in there. But y'all got anything else to add before we get the fuck up out of here?
Pizzagate.
All right. I saw it pop up on the screen too. I just told you I stopped texting in the goddamn Zoom chat. So all the listeners gonna be able to see Pizzagate pop up on the screen, Kendall. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Trey, you got anything else? Damn Oprah.
You can't edit it out now.
Nah, I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna find some kind of way. I'm gonna have to do
if you spell Oprah backwards, it's Pizzagate.
All right, listen. Trey, you got anything else that you want to bring to the table? I hate y'all so much.
Get Kendall out of here.
I'm about to.
Get Kendall out of here, man.
Yeah,
I'm good, man. Everybody have a successful week, man.
Gang, Leslie. What?
Um,
I'm about to rib
what?
y'all. Y'all be muting yourself at the end of the podcast. Like, I'm trying to sign off.
I was just gonna say that I hope everybody has a good day.
Good month, good day.
And ladies, date them all.
All right.
Oh, don't listen to her, ladies.
Well, listen. This has been another episode of Unlabeled podcast.
Listen to Oprah.
Listen to Oprah. Listen to Steve Harvey. This has been another episode of Unlabeled podcast, and we will see y'all next week with another episode because we being consistent this year, right? Cast and crew, we being consistent. Yes,
absolutely.
All right,
no,
absolutely.
No.
Hey, Rome, I had one thing to say before.
Go ahead, dude. It took you long enough.
Steve Harvey, you let us down. We thought that line was real.
I knew that shit was fake. I can't believe y'all all was duped by Steve Harvey and his perfect hairline.
Well, I mean, I knew it was fake once he went bald like that. Don't no man just go bald for no reason, unless you Michael Jordan.
Listen, bro. If you go back and so I guess I grew up in the YouTube era. You know what I mean? If you go back and watch any of Steve Harvey's early Def Comedy Jam moments or Comedy Central mode, he has the high top fade with the fucking bald spot right in the back of his goddamn head. When that camera pans, he's bald right here in the back of his head. Go now that y'all all have been brought this has all been brought to y'all attention. Go Google all of fucking Steve Harvey's old fucking Def Comedy Jam and Comic View shit. You're gonna see a big ass bald spot in the back of his high top fade. He's been bald for a while, so as soon as he came on TV with that perfect hairline, I was aware. Yeah, I
didn't know until Monday he had the hairline. Tuesday he was all the way bald. It's like, oh, that must have been a little hair piece or something. All
right. Yeah. So, yeah, just so y'all know, he been pump faking for a while. He sold us some bullshit. Now when you go back and look at stills from his show that he stole from Mr. Cooper, you're gonna be able to see that fucking toupee paste on his forehead, just like a lace front wig. But y'all be easy. We'll see y'all next week with another episode of Unlabeled podcast. Peace.
Think like a man.